Hi everyone, Scorp here. Continuing this Duelist Gemini playthrough using insects. I believe it is time we make our deck a little more expensive again. So I don't want to go full on the expensive route right now. But we can put in 2 Arsenal Bugs. That should be enough to make our deck a little bit more in line with our opponents. Well, we're already going to be above our opponent's power level, but we're at least closer to their deck cost for the rest of today, because these opponents are going to start being... they're going to have more and more broken cards in their deck, which is just fine. Also, the challenge version of this game is not exactly balanced. There are definitely some opponents, like Tristan, that have leaders with pretty broken effects compared to their peers. Which I think is fine for what this mod is. Maybe at some point I'll draw a Hercules Beetle here and then do a fusion. But that's probably not going to happen. Awesome. This is absolutely not what I wanted to draw, but it's okay. We're doing fine. Oh, he doesn't have open card in this, which is just really good for us, because that means our main leader bugs aren't useless. Open card's pretty broken, so... wow. Okay. Just do this. We're fine, we're fine. Just slowly, watching our opponent gain life points. Ooh, goody. They're gonna slowly gain life points and they're gonna slowly lose all the attack on all their creatures. Oh, what do I want to play with, actually? I probably don't need this Man-Eater bug. I had options here in this hand, and those options were all good. Unfortunately for Tristan, it's not going to end well. I can't believe even nerfing Arsenal Bug to 80 deck cost, and it's at 7 stars when the card just still feels incredible. Looks like Quaggar Hercules is just gonna get used as a beat stick, so we'll do this. I could just outright kill him here. I have lethal on board right now. There's nothing he can do about it. Oh. Finally, I can show this fusion existing. I really don't like Arsenal Bug's attack animation, honestly. Figure I show it once, but like, just because it's rare to ever see, especially in the base game, it's like impossible to see. But this card's attack animation is pretty abysmal, I remember. Just remember, guys, that does like 6,000 damage. Okay, it's only 5,000, but still, like... Part of me wishes that the attacks were actually, you know, more terrifying as the creatures got stronger. Man. This duel is just, like, absolutely over. I'm just killing his stuff because I can. There is no way this isn't just completely over. It's so silly. Oh. Well. Good thing the biggest creature attacked that. Unfortunately for him, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's terrifying. And then I'm like, oh yeah, you killed my 5,500 beat stick. Here's another 4,500 beat stick. Enjoy. Oh, that was an acid trapple that I ran over and didn't check. Oh, that's brutal. Because that means that I literally just, like, ignored an acid trapple and ran it over because it just wasn't strong enough to actually deal with a creature. It's really sad. I'm kind of a firm believer that acid trapple should have just not had an attack cap on it, and Invisible Wire should have been the 4,000 or whatever, and then Widespread Ruin can do its blow up everything shtick still. Oh hey, it's Mr. Winged Beasts. Well, we can just put Larva of Moth here. It can do its thing for like 6 turns and probably won't ever matter, but we have a long walk around this field to get to her anyways, so I might as well leave the Larva of Moth there. I'm gonna send Tears of the Mermaid first. If I summon Jiraiya right now, it's gonna cause a lot of damage to me on its way over there, which isn't the biggest deal, but I can hold it in hand and summon it later. This is one thing about my play that I know Clovis does it, and basically any of the people that speedrun this game do. But it's something that you should do if you're playing this game even casually. Bring your deck leader to your opponent, because A, it ends the duel quicker, but also, like, you can do far more scary things to your opponent than they can do to you. You just have to believe that. And this is going to be... And it lets you use stuff like Jiraiya a little more effectively. And just generally, if your opponent just leaves an opening that they shouldn't, like, you can just capitalize a little bit easier if you're closer to them. Unfortunately for Mai here, this Skull Red Bird is about to take a lot of damage. It's my 5,000 attack creature. That mirror wall doesn't even matter. It's good. Don't get me wrong. That mirror wall is good. Stops a whole lot of the pain. Probably just saved lethal. Actually, it just definitely saved lethal. And it still didn't matter. There was a comment on a video the other day that I got mirror walled and it just didn't matter. This is basically the same thing. I'm gonna probably lose this Arsenal bug, but that doesn't matter. I can just off the Arsenal bug here with the Jiraiya. And it's all fine. Oh, also, one thing about winged beasts, their leader power actually decreases bugs by 500. Just something to remember. Not something that matters too much, seeing as this duel is over. Now, I could man-eater bug this card, but it's more effective for me to just kill it with Jiraiya, because this gives me lethal. I just want to express that, like, Mai is one of those people that she can produce some pretty strong stuff, and it just, for some reason, it's just not nearly enough, even with the leader power advantage she has. I also was keeping my deck cost below whatever it is to go to Mako here, just to make sure I didn't have any problems with that. One of the things I probably should have done with this game's mod is actually gave Mako a higher deck cost than Mai, so you wouldn't accidentally soft lock yourself. Because if you exit this cutscene with a higher deck cost than Mako, in the base game it used to break, so. But it's also reincarnation time, and if, as you saw there, he did have higher in this version of the mod, so. Yeah, it's nice. Oops, I want rid of Curse Breaker. Gonna put in my Arsenal bug, since we have deck cost to spare. And I'm gonna reincarnate for another Gale Dogra, so I'll be right back. Okay, we got ourselves a Gale Dogra. Again, I'm probably not gonna put the card in my deck for now, especially since I have plenty of deck cost ceiling that I can use right now for dealing with Mako. but when I need to actually cut some deck cost, that's a card that I can use to cut it. So go ahead and save. And we can get this party started. Unfortunately for Mako, I don't think this is going to be a very fun party for him. If I wanted to, I could go get Change Slime. I'm not going to. I don't feel the need for that hidden card, so it's over here in the corner, but I don't need it this playthrough, so... It sure is a sea serpent. Also, for some reason, they made sea serpents weak to insects, which I don't know why that makes sense, but, they did, so, I'm gonna take that and, abuse it, so... Yeah, Insect's leader power powers down sea serpents, which, I mean, that doesn't come up very often, I would not guess. But that's a big, perfectly ultimate great moth, that's for sure. I have lethal, by the way. This is a more easy way to get the lethal, though, so I guess this is right. This way I don't have to deal with traps. But this is definitely lethal to attack like that. Technically you also shouldn't summon your monster first, just in case there's a Mirror Force. Just a reminder for everyone that play around Mirror Force, because Mirror Force is a really broken card. Even if Mako isn't playing it. It's good to be in the habit of playing around cards if you can. You never know what mod you're going to get yourself into playing, and sometimes they have really broken things on people. Shouldn't remind everyone of what Redux 2 did. Not my favorite mod to play, by far. Although it was very nice to break the game completely after you dealt with your second opponent. So, yeah, if you're making mods or making power curves for opponents, my recommendation to you is that your second opponent in the game should not have eye armor. And the ability to drop it in slots. Maybe if you're giving really strong decks to your players, maybe you can put the eye armor there, but you should still not drop it in slots. Especially not at 16 deck cost. Ooh, this is a fun hand. Face up defense larva of Moth. We're gonna go to the right. just because the hidden card's over there. But we're going to have left a trail of creatures behind us. It's finally time for Gale Dogra's effect to shine. It's terrifying that that card has the effect of, after like 10 turns, I just win the game. It's so ridiculous to me. This would be a great time to draw the Hercules Beetle, so I could make a fusion for Javelin Beetle and use its effect to destroy dragons, basically. To be stronger against dragons. But it doesn't look like it's happening. We'll just discard a Petite Moth since I can only fuse out one cocoon at a time anyways. And I pretty much already have a Larva of Moth active, so it's not really necessary. Oh hey, Gift of the Mystical Elf. There's a card we could actually use from him. Oh my. Just putting one equip on this because I'd like to save my equips for other creatures that I like more. But honestly, the worst card I could have is Dragamo here, because its effect is counterproductive to the two creatures that I played to start with. Okay, guess we're gonna play like this. Oh, my opponent got over my creature. Good for him. This is really a shame. This is going to cause a lot of damage to him. Now, if this weren't a fire creature, I'd totally put this in defense and just let him attack me. But that's a fire creature, so my creature would get spellbound. So that doesn't quite work for me. Well, we aren't drawing our arsenal bugs, which is kind of unfortunate. But we've drawn enough perfectly ultimates that this is over. So, I'm going to use my life as a resource here. This is absolutely not necessary. But it gets the duel over easier, so I'll just do this. Again, I have, like, 5 creatures on my field that all have the same effect. And that effect is completely game-winning. So, yeah, this is really, really unfair. Not to mention, these creatures also have, like, 4,000 attack. So, the only card... Oh, we can actually get Time Wizard here. Which is a card I kind of want to actually put in my deck, so... Let's make sure we get the Time Wizard. Hey, we got the Time Wizard. Let's try for the Gift of the Mystical Elf. We don't need it, but it would be nice. Hey, we got it. Sweet. Oh, I forgot to mention that Time Wizard can fuse with Pupa of Moth and Larva of Moth to make Perfectly Ultimate and Great Moth, respectively. So that's a card that we'll definitely just go ahead and add to our deck. I'm going to also add... We will take out Goblin Secret Remedy for Gift of the Mystical Elf because it's just a better card. And we have the extra room to grow on our deck cost, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Now it's just a matter of what do I want to take out for the Time Wizard. And I think for right now it's Gale Dogra is what I'll take out. But Gale Dogra is going to have its moment to shine when we're dealing with the Kuris shortly. After we get the third one after the next duel. I think this is a good spot to stop for today. Next episode we'll probably finish out this the rest of this side. Probably. I am almost certain that we'll have plenty of time to do all of that. Seeing as how easily we just have been walking over opponents. So, I mean, that's only, what, 1, 2, 3 opponents, right? It's Shoddy, Gramps, Bakura, Yugi, and then the final boss. So it's 5 opponents. You know, there's a chance that we don't get through it, but I believe in us. I believe in this deck. So, thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.